me just jump on my phone to make sure I can see us. Yeah, we're live and we got 2 people watching. All right, hey guys, 11 people jumped in. Thank you everyone for joining our live. We're doing a collaborative video. So I just think
you're breaking up a bit, man.
Someone's
Is that me or Rick breaking up?
I'm breaking up.
There he is.
Somebody's vacuuming.
Now, let me know if this video gets jumpy because I've got a 4K camera connected here.
Me too.
Everybody good?
I'm still trying to find this on my channel, but
you accepted. You were the first person to accept it. All right, guys. I just want to thank you everyone for joining us. I know it's a little confusing, so I just want to explain to everyone how this works. We're all uniquely live from each one of our platforms. So if you know me, or you know Steve, or you know Roger, or you know the Bearded Viking, we're all live on each other's platform as well as live on YouTube. So thank you guys for joining us. So if you know one of us and not the other, we're all here to join each other. You got that 3D printer ripping in the background, huh?
Yeah, I've got 9 of them running today.
God almighty.
What's up, Phil?
Hey, Steve, we had an opportunity last week to introduce ourselves to fellow subscribers. You weren't on that. Do you want to kind of introduce yourself and your background of your channel and maybe what you've done in the past, things like that?
Oh my God. You're going to ask me the hard questions. Well, I'm Steve. So I've spent, I don't know, 38 years in tech, building, as I was telling Rick just before we got on here, building software for a better world. Still waiting for that to happen, I guess. But I started this channel in part because I needed a creative outlet, and in part because I saw a lot of people struggling with a lot of really basic problems, and I thought, hey, I can help with this. So that's how I ended up with the channel. It was more for me, I would say, to help people than to say, oh, I want to be Mr. Beast, because I don't want to be him. He works too hard. Anyway, that's me.
Hey, Roger, you want to do a quick introduction of yourself and say hello to everyone?
I'm Roger. I'm from the northwest of Illinois. Where it's nice and cold and rainy and cloudy, and Rick will understand that because we've got the same kind of weather right now. I started my channel on a deal from one of my grandsons. He said, "Grandpa, you need to start a YouTube channel." He says, you could do all this gaming and stuff. I don't game. I play solitaire once in a while, but so I started out. This is a couple videos, and it just kind of took off from there. I'm a retired electrician, so I've been retired since 2019. Got to keep myself busy, and I'm really busy now.
Nice one. How do you like that name, Sawdust Creations? Kind of sounds like your little mini Steve.
I think it's great.
Yeah. You want to introduce yourself? Maybe someone who's new joining the channel this week that didn't catch it last week. Maybe may or may not know who you are.
Well, I am apparently now the bearded Italian Viking woodworking channel. I am Daniel, and I am a woodworker of a decade plus 2 years, so a dozen years. And I got started creating content about 2 years ago, or I'm sorry, 6 months ago. And here we are. So, yeah.
Johnny King says you can't watch all of our channels at the same exact time. Since everyone is an admin to this account, we all get credit for the count time that everyone's watching it. but the watch timer may be different on our channels. But the watch hours all logged for every hour. So it doesn't matter in what channel you're watching from. We appreciate the support. Each one of us are getting credit. So those who may not know who I am, my name is Rick. I'm also known as Rick 2 Cents. My father was a carpenter. Um, I'm a lineman, so I just grew up getting dirty and using my hands. And when I became a desk graphic, I just could not get my hands dirty. So, doing my hobby, and that's how my channel kind of came along. So, I reached out to these guys because, to be honest with you, they're guys I respect and that I personally watch. So I thought no one better than to join me on this venture than guys that I would value their opinions. So I don't think we're going to have like a formal dialect unless there's something we wanted to talk about. We're really kind of leaving the floor open to anyone who's joining the channel or joining the live to ask us any questions they want, and we'll give us our best honest opinion. But it's like let's see what people are kind of coming with. There's a lot of rocks there you can see. What are you working on the 3D printer, Roger?
Well, I just happen to have a bunch of them sitting here. These are little blocks that are 3D printed that snap together kind of like Legos. Okay. And this particular one happens to be for the longer Ray 5 laser. It also could be used on the Abstack X30. It's something we sell, and I started out, I just made them for myself, and then, people saw them on my channel, and where'd you get those? And, well, I make them. Well, can you sell me some? And so now I've got them on our website. I do these risers and mounts for several different brands of lasers, and that's why I keep the 3D printers running all the time. In fact, I just upgraded, bought a Bamboo X1 Carbon. That's kind of a high-end one. And even though I'm really frustrated with Creality and their customer service, which is non-existent, I did buy another Creality printer, their Ender 3 V3 SE. And, well, when I got it, it was put together backwards. The electronics were all backwards, and I actually made a video on it. But got it fixed, got it going. It works fine. Just if you're going to get into a Creality printer, you better be willing to tinker.
Yeah, I saw that video of you flipping that backwards. And to answer this Dave's question, I'll drop links to all of our channels on all of our channels. So if anyone wants to subscribe to each one of us, you can. As you're coming in, do me a favor and just drop comments in the comments below and let us know where you're joining us from and how you found out about the feed. That'll give us feedback on how you found it and what's working to bring people in. Well, look at this guy. Yeah, so
well, I can add one thing. I've got a lot better connection now than I had last week in Mexico.
Yeah, how was your vacation?
Oh, it was great. I wish I was back there. We got back here with 25 inches of snow on the ground. It was below zero. So when I left the Cancun airport, it was 82 degrees. I got here at 9 below.
Wow. I'm glad I live in Canada. So I'm probably in the last place in the country that doesn't have snow.
So I thought you were from Canada. You actually live in Canada?
Yes. East Coast.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
I'm about, the Atlantic Ocean is about 2 miles that way.
Yeah, the about definitely gave some that away. my wife, it's funny because she's losing the accent, but
Yeah.
everything else she can't say sorry or about without like it coming out.
Well, working in tech, it took me a long time to learn how to say Java as opposed to Java.
Yeah.
I worked with a lot of Americans, so they always used to pick on me.
Yes. So the one question that I get a lot of people asking me is like, what is the best of something, right? Like, what's the best saw you can buy? What is the best this that you can buy? And the first question I answer people, and it upsets maybe some people, is how much money do you have? I'm not being arrogant, like I think I have a better tool than you, or I'm better than you. I'm asking you, like, how much do you have? Because I can tell you the best you can buy for you within your budget, right? And I'm not trying to ever to tell someone to purchase something not out of their budget. We do a lot of reviews. We all do reviews. So I'm never pushing something for someone, they should buy this knowing they can afford it, So you want someone to get something within their means that they can actually make money with, not, have something that they're not making money with at all.
Yeah. Usually the first thing I ask people when they ask that question, I ask a question back, which is, what do you actually want to do? Because if people want to cut a bunch of clear acrylic, then a diode laser is not the thing for them. If they want to cut paper, a fiber laser is not going to work for them, right? So you have to kind of get that use case first. What are you primarily going to do? And then buy the laser for that. And then within your budget, right? Because there's budget lasers for fiber, diode, and CO2.
So I had a lady reach out to me a couple months back and tell me that she had financed the laser and told her husband that she'd be able to make money and be able to make payments paid off, and kind of thought she'd hit the ground running because she's seeing things on YouTube, people making things. When she got home, she was so lost. She's 3 months in and she don't even know how to use it.
Yeah.
So she was actually trying to duplicate some of my work. So she reached out to me basically in tears saying like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to copy your work, but can you help me? So I said last week that we show all kinds of projects that are so ooh and ah, but we don't ever show anything that was like, damn. We don't show fails, right?
Well, I try to do that once in a while. Because I sure make my share of mistakes.
So I want to show some of my fails. This is one of the things that someone was kind of copied. And why is it a fail? Because it caught on fire.
Oh, you'll have that. I've had that happen before. In fact, the graphic you have on there is almost identical to the one video I just made on engraving ceramic plates with a laser.
Here's another fire. So we tried it again. Here's one. I thought it was coming out great.
Oh my God.
Good. So I just wanted to show that. I said last week that I was going to show that just because we show all these well polished things, and a lot of times people don't realize there's trial and error. And I'm sure every one of us has a notebook, right? When you nail something down, you make sure you're writing that down, right? You're not going to do that trial and error again.
Yeah, the painted acrylic video I did just recently where I said, look how easy this is. I had a pile of painted acrylic on the floor over there.
Right. Absolutely. So, hey, how's it going, Greg from Pennsylvania? Thanks for reaching out to us. A lot of people. Last year we had people all the way from Australia, UK, Canada. So it's definitely we're hitting a global audience, which is really crazy. Hey, Daniel, seems like you're doing more lives instead of projects. When are you going to get back making some sawdust? Ooh.
Snap.
Got the little glows.
I just dropped a video Wednesday, and I got a new one dropping Sunday. I got interrupted when my microphone broke, so I had to stop filming. But it's almost finished, and then I got to edit it tomorrow, and it'll be dropping Sunday, 11 a.m. Some Valentine's Day projects.
Nice. You guys got any other projects you want to say maybe for Valentine's Day?
Not for Valentine's Day. I told you I'm working on the Mines of Moria door over there on the floor, which has become a labor. I won't say a labor of love because it's been anything but lovely. It's just taken forever.
So Daniel's the only one out of us who doesn't have a laser, so I'm gonna get him hooked up with a laser. We'll get him a laser.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to start dabbling with us.
And
Yeah,
you'll
except
never
my
get another
mistake is
video
going to
of
be I
it.
burn my shop down.
Well, keep a fire extinguisher plus.
And I had mentioned that we're going to start doing some giveaways for people who actually who join us in these lives. And the only thing I'm really going to ask, honestly, is that you subscribe to each one of our channels, that you like one of our videos, and you share one of our videos. And we don't expect you to leave the live feed to go do that. Matter of fact, I don't want you to do that. I want you to just enjoy the video. Just if you are selected for this, then all I would ask is that you legitimately do it before I mail it to you, right? The last thing I'd want to do is just double check and you didn't actually do it, and that would suck. So for today, giveaway. I'm going to actually be giving away this. So if anybody wants to kind of take a guess at what's in it,
Altoids?
No Altoids. But I don't know if anyone wants to take a guess at what's in this, but we'll give this away at the end of the video. I'll just do a random scroll and see whose name I stop on. We'll give that away. So I will say that it's going to be laser engraved to your likings because I will customize something for you. But again, the only thing I'm asking is you subscribe to each one of our channels, like one video and share one video. That's all I ask. And in a moment, I'll open this box and you see what it is. I think you'll be happy. It's a nice book. It's something cool.
Well, back in the 1970s, in my hippie days, that would have been my stash box. You kind of know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice book. So have you been to the stateside?
Me?
Canada? Yes.
1 billion times.
Okay.
Coast to coast to coast. Well, you don't have 3 coasts. We do.
You know Rob Cosman?
Why? Because he's from Canada?
Well,
I don't know most of the people on my street, so.
Wow.
You mentioned, Steve, you said an interesting comment earlier in that before we went live, and that most people assume that you're rich, right? You got all these things, and we're making a ton of money off of YouTube, and you don't realize the expenses that we go through to be on YouTube. You want to kind of touch on that and kind of shed some light?
Yeah. So I was highlighting this box behind me, which is a video recorder, which I'm trying to upgrade my studio here. And that thing is about $700 US. That's all coming out of my meager YouTube income, and YouTube itself doesn't actually pay that much. So most of the people you'll meet on YouTube, Mr. Beast and those kind of people being an exception, spend most of what they make on YouTube making YouTube videos. So you're doing YouTube videos for a particular reason, and it's not money for the most part. So
Yeah. So there's an inside joke. It's
damn magnets.
You want to shed light on something that don't understand this magnet, or are we going to just leave it and put it to rest?
No, we're good. I made a magnetic key holder with some rare earth magnets, and it was clearly stated in the video that they were rare earth magnets, and I had some fella comment pretty crazy out of the world comment about all kind of stupid stuff. Anyhow, so it turned into this big old thing, and then I made a response video out of my better judgment that wound up going pretty good. And then we buried the hatchet though, so we're good to go. But yeah, now it's an inside joke that magnets are gonna kill your key fob and your cell phone, and it's just silly stuff.
your cell phone probably has a magnet in it anyway
It has a magnet, a rare earth magnet in the speaker. Yeah.
Well, in the charger too. If you have wireless chargers.
Wireless chargers magnetized. It's like, come on, guy. Like, but yeah, he was a real a-hole about it, but that's all right.
Yeah, I've had a few trolls in my day. But the one thing I think is crazy is now that people are trying to do this AI videos where it's not actually a person.
Yeah.
If those come up in my feed, I just block it. Like, I don't even want to see that. Like,
Yeah.
That's to me. That's not at all. Not at all interested. Hey, so if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask us, feel free to drop in the comments. As you can see, I'm actually sharing your comments below, so I thank and appreciate everyone who's joining us. And we'll address any questions you have. Of course, let's see. Yes, badass Valentine's Day gifts. No, it's not a ring inside there. Sorry. Norris text. Thank you, Daniel. I love your show. Dan, I can't find your heart-shaped vases.
Look in the description of the video.
I get that a lot. All you say, you got this free download, you can download these files for free, but where are they at? Well, they're in the description, just like I said in the video. But I get that question a lot,
Yeah,
almost
me too.
daily.
Yeah.
Phil
Yes,
said, what do you think of engravers? Phil, I would ask you, are you talking laser engravers, diode lasers, fiber lasers, CSPs? What do you mean by
there's lag in the system. I'm already answering that. You'll see my response pop up here. I asked that same question. It's a function of what do you actually want to make and what material, and of course what's your budget, right? So if you want to cut acrylic, then you probably don't want a diode laser.
Yeah,
is simple, right?
Hey John, I'm in Oswego, Illinois, so I don't mind sharing where I live. My house is very it sticks out like a sore thumb. So if you've ever seen any video of my house and you live anywhere near me, it kind of sticks out. Magnus.
Yeah, magnets, man. I'm catching hell with the magnets.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, you ready? Can we get a drum roll?
Drum roll, please.
Boom.
Zippo.
Zippo lighter.
Yeah, so we get a nice black Zippo for a random person who wants to join, and I will laser engrave something on here for you, custom, and cover the shipping costs. All, like I said, you have to do is subscribe to each one of our channels, like one of our videos, and share one of our videos. I don't care which one it is. And you don't have to drop to do that now. Just before I mail it to you, make sure it's done. It's not $1 million item, let's be honest with each other. Just be fair.
I like that. I want it.
You have to buy your own fluid, because I can't ship it with fluid in it. So buy your own fluid. Otherwise, it'll be good to go and engrave really nicely.
That's super
We can do the top, the side, the back, all the way around. So thank you guys for dropping in here, and that's my really forward. And those are the kind of things that we'll be doing once a week for people who are going in here. Oh, you could put your weed in there. Yes, I guess after you take the lighter out, you can put your weed in there and put your lighter in the other pocket.
Well, you need the lighter to light it later anyway.
It's all Greg's fault.
Yeah, it's money or a king key.
You don't have to hide your weed in Canada. I can just go to the store up the street and buy some.
Well, it's legal. It's legal in Illinois too. We got a dispensary not even a mile from where we live.
Yeah, that's about my distance too.
Can you hold a paper with your name and channel on so I can take a screenshot? So here, actually, if I hide all of our names,
there we go.
There you go. Take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot. That's all of our channels. But like I said, after the video, I will, drop a comment of all of our channels. So thank you for that comment. Hey, Martin, how's it going? Thanks for joining us today. I believe you were in last week. Looking at Michael. Oh, they mentioned right there.
Yeah.
Our new draw on the scroll.
Good eye, Mike.
Which ones do you recommend?
Yeah, so Phil and I have a conversation going. We can just cut to the chase here. The last question he asked was, do you guys sell merchandise? And
I've got
my
a lady
answer was
that's
yes,
making
but I
a
only
t-shirt.
do. Oh, sorry, Daniel. My answer was yes. I only sell mostly custom stuff. I don't do volume.
Now, we actually do, or I shouldn't say we, because my wife and I are part of it, but I do both. I do a lot of custom, a lot of word of mouth things, but we also merchandise a few things too. I already had websites set up, so might as well make use of them.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I normally make 5 of something or 10 of something. I post it online. It's pretty gone within a couple hours. I make limited quantities of something, and whatever I buy, and most of the time it's seasonal items. And for the most part, this is a side gig for me, and it's just something that I enjoy to do. But I don't have a website or anything like that as far as my woodworking. But it is a decent amount of extra cash for me when I need it. But that much is or in Sakura. That's my side gig name. Hi, Daniel, Mike, and April from Idaho. Just got home and wanted to see if you're live for the first time. So cool.
April's missed every live. She was trying to make it. That's awesome, April.
Yes, here.
How much is a decent laser? It depends on how you want to qualify decent. If you only want a really decent one, get an X2S1. If you're in the diode line, or if you're really know absolutely nothing about it, and you just want to throw something in there and go, get that We Create one that's out. I've got one I'm doing testing on right now. I'm going to be doing a review on it here shortly. But you don't really need to know anything. You put it in there, and it actually takes a picture of it on the screen and lay your graphic on top, tell it what it is, and hit go.
I think the biggest problem is that people, they want to buy something for $1,500 and they think they're going to be in business, right? And then they realize it's 3.5 hours, 4 hours to do the job based off someone doing 5 minutes for $5,000. So there's a big difference between hobby lasers and commercial lasers, and that's for all equipment in general, right?
Yeah, I think a place where a lot of people get really frustrated is they'll go out and buy a $200 laser, and then they got to spend half the day putting it together. Then they got to tinker with it and get everything working. Then they got to go through the learning curve of how to use it, and then they find out they got a piece of crap. So you got to get what you pay for in most cases.
I got a CNC for like 3 weeks. Right out the box, it said 8 hours to put together. And I'm
Wow.
Oh, I just had a CNC show up today from Jinmitsu. It's a 4040. Haven't even opened the box yet. But, from the size of the box, I know there's going to be some assembly required.
Yeah,
that's the part I always hate.
Yeah, I do like the trend that especially lasers now are coming pre-assembled. You put on the laser module on the mount, and that's it. Plug it in.
Yeah. Daniel, did you try OBS? What is OBS?
Not yet, Corby. It's a streaming software.
Yeah, so
I was trying to go live the other day and do a split screen to show my screen, and it didn't work out well.
So we're using StreamYard. You can actually use this account to do that if you want to, because I did put you as an admin. And just one of the feeds, you add your monitor. So
cool.
So that goes for all of you. If you want to use this account, you can. You don't have to just be live with us. You're an admin on the account.
We'll work it out.
The way I see it is I already paid for it, so the more we use it, the more, I feel like we get our money's worth.
Yeah.
I haven't really had the time to get into this far enough to study it and learn all the ins and outs of it. I just kind of had to wing it from Mexico, and this is the first I really touched it since I got back.
Yeah. I wasn't even sure if Daniel was live on his channel. I actually went on my phone and went to his channel. I'm like, yeah, we're live. So what am I doing? Yeah, we're live. All right. So the beginning of the video was just looking at my phone. It worked. Yeah.
I told everybody earlier, like, we're woodworkers, not technology freaks. At least me, anyway.
I don't know. My CNC is mostly for woodworking. And I rarely go over there and touch it. It's mostly here on my computer.
Will said, Steve, what new laser videos are you coming up with?
Oh, good Lord. What am I coming up with? The X2 P2 is coming. I have a couple of 3D printer related things. I have speaking of Creality, I have a Creality K1 Pro, which is actually a really nice laser. And their 3D scanner, which it's sitting in the box for a week now, and I've been dying to try it, but I've been so busy. So one of these days, I'll get some out.
What do you guys think of 2-3 lasers?
Okay, let me put my 2 cents in right here. I actually did a video on one of those. It was one of those $200 models, and right off the bat, out of the 9 rollers that are run on the 2020 extrusions, 6 of them were bad, right out of the box. And then we had problems with the keeping the laser plugged in, and then trying to get the elevation to stay put because their system was subpar, and their customer service, it leaves a lot to be desired. They just apologized for the problems. Didn't offer to send me any wheels or rollers or anything else. It's, well, sorry, we'll try to do better. So there's my opinion of Two Trees. So when I get offered now to do a Two Trees laser, I just turn it down.
Yeah, let's put a pin in the customer support thing because it's bigger than Two Trees. But Two Trees is a classic example of you get what you pay for. It works, but you'll have problems, and you're better to spend twice as much money and buy something better, honestly.
There it is.
They do use cheap parts. They use the cheapest stuff they can find.
So what is your favorite saw blade? Daniel, you want to answer this?
My favorite saw blade is the thin kerf flat tooth rip blade by Frood. It's a Diablo.
Yeah, I'm a Diablo fan too.
I use Diablo and Forest.
I'm all Diablo.
CMT makes a good blade too, but I'm a Diablo fan, so.
That was an anonymous vote. There you go. Diablo blades.
Yeah, go buy those. Diablo should sponsor us all now.
On the construction side, I like the CMT orange. Those are cheap, and they seem to last well. I mean, if you're cutting rough lumber, you don't need to go out and spend a bunch of money on a Freud or a Forest.
Yeah, all my job site circular saws have a CMT blade on it.
What is the best laser with a limited budget and limited workspace? Getting hit with the same questions.
Yeah. It goes right back to Steve brought up. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
What are you going to use it for? What's you're going to be doing cutting and engraving, or just cutting, or just engraving, or.
Yeah, so I guess to kind of lump that one in, the short answer is most people will start with a diode laser because they're cheaper. They can work with materials that most people have, plywood, for example. And it is a good place to start because they're generally pretty simple to use. You buy a copy of Lightburn and you're ready to go. If you're into, once you kind of graduate from that, if you want to get a CO2 laser, what people don't appreciate about CO2 lasers is their work. They're not an appliance, right? You don't just turn it. It's not like a toaster. You don't just turn it on and it makes toast. These things require TLC all the time. Whereas diode lasers are pretty brute force. They can do pretty much anything the second you turn them on. So I'd say start with a diode laser. I don't know how you feel, Roger, but.
Oh yeah, I started with diode lasers, and I do have CO2. I got a Monport K40, but I only use it for acrylic. I actually do not use it for anything else. And like you said, you got to keep the lens clean, you got to keep the mirrors aligned, you got to keep the chiller updated. It's a big maintenance thing. It's not just plug and play.
Yeah, if you're cutting wood, a diode laser actually cuts better.
Yeah.
Especially thicker wood.
I think limited budget. You also have to think of maintenance. That every tool has a life shelf, right? So CO2 is awesome. You're going to do a lot of different things, but you are going to have to replace that too. And it's not like it doesn't matter if it's $5,000 or $500. You're going to have to replace the too at some point in time.
Yeah.
So a diode laser, I think, has less consumable parts, right? The same kind of boat for me with the fiber laser, but it's all about what material you use.
And I'll throw a couple of suggestions out. If you're, for a scutter laser that is decent, go with one of the more well-known name brands, the longer, like the Ray 5 or the B1, or an Atom Stack, or an Ortur, or an X-Tool. Get some of the more well-known brands. I have a Atzer here that is a good laser, but it took me a lot of tinkering to actually get it to work properly.
Yeah, this might be a good time to come back to support.
Yeah, there wasn't really much support there. I did finally get an answer, but it was like weeks later, and I'd already had the problem figured out.
All I heard was, if you have that same laser, Roger's available for tech support.
Yeah. I get a lot of that anyway. My email box is full about every day. I got this, whatever brand laser, and I turned it on, and it went and slammed into the side. What's wrong with it? Well, you can't just write out and say it's user error, because it usually is. You don't have it set up right. If you turn a laser on, it goes slamming off to the side. You've got something connected wrong there.
Nicholas says he hadn't had a Zippo since 1983. You're going back on that one. You were watching Back to the Future and using your Zippo at the same time, I think. Maybe you'll win this and have to bring back some good fond memories. There you go.
Hell yeah.
I do have a really, really old Zippo actually down in the shop on the shelf that I use when we start our bonfires and stuff out and burn cardboard and whatever.
Mark, I won't lie. I just purchased this off of Amazon, so I just watched them. They have, I don't have any exclusive inside tip. They go on sale, and I almost think Amazon sometimes, if you put things in your shopping cart and leave it, all of a sudden you start getting coupons and things like that. So, competitors, or watch it. So, I just bought it off Amazon. So do we sell merchandise? I think we kind of all mentioned that.
Yeah, that was the question I asked for on Phil's behalf.
I saw one there about the government intervention on table saw safety to make the blade stop tech mandatory. I've heard about that. It's going to be kind of like that one that came out with the lawnmowers with the handle on, where you let go of the handle and the blade stops. Yeah. All kinds of ways to defeat that. So somebody's going to find a way around it, or they'll stick with the old stuff. I mean, my table saw I bought myself in 1976, and of course I've rebuilt about everything on it, built a custom table around it, and everything. It works just fine.
They're just it's all about sanctions. They're trying to be just like Europe. You can't use a dado stack, or you can use it, but you just can't get it. I mean, all kind of. The government is a government. I don't think it's going to pass.
I saw a picture floating around Facebook. It showed a guy's left hand all bandaged up, and he was driving his truck, and in the back of his bed was one of those table saws where you can't get cut, and it said, "I can't make this shit up." It's literally through his windshield showing his leg. His wife friend said, "You have to get rid of that." He's like, "I'm buying a different saw."
Well, I've been asked by several people, what. You got a big shop. Well, I don't have a big shop. I got a really crowded shop, but I've got a big table saw. That's my workbench too. Why don't you get yourself a saw stop? Well, I've been using a table saw for over 50 years. Still got them all. I don't do stupid stuff. Yeah, that would work just fine. I don't need to lay out $4 or $5 grand for a new table saw.
They just want to get in on the technology, just like AI. The government wants to, control everything, and SaltStop has a very good feature with their saw that the government can't sanction. So that's all it is. They want that technology.
Daniel made this Christmas tree, 3-dimensional Christmas tree, with some crazy ass angles on it, down to a 1-inch piece. And I made it, and I showed him. And I said, "Dude, when you got to that 1 inch by 1 inch and cut in 30-degree angles on a 1-inch piece of wood, holy crap!" I don't care how safe I was being. I was still a little nervous.
Yeah, it's finicky. But I think you saw I think you're talking about the first video I did. I did a second video where I showed you how to do it by just ripping a 30 on this side at the table saw and then a 30 on this side. Keep it long like this. Cut your first 30 and then you got all this to hold on to, and then you cut your 1-inch piece off. Boom, you got 4 30s on it. I think I did that in the second video though.
If you don't win this for some reason, and you want one, just send me a message and I can get you hooked up somewhere. I'll take care of you. Yeah, I just made it like the 1-inch ones. I made like 4 of them. I just put kind of assembly line production made them. So yeah, it was cool. That was a nice build.
Yeah, we really have to get Daniel a laser. You hardly ever have to put your fingers close to that.
Yeah.
I have a small. Let's see what it's.
What the hell is that?
No idea.
CNC.
Okay.
So I guess a small one is probably a 3018.
I have two 3018s, and they work fine, but you can't do much on them because it's a very, very small work area.
Yeah, they're a little underpowered too. That simple DC motor that you used to have in like slot cars, it's just not very powerful.
Yeah, my Jamitsu ProVer has got that little spindle on it. My other one, I can't remember the name of it now. It weighs about 3 times more than that Jamitsu does, and I put a Makita home router on it.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, John Saw, you're sick. Thank you for joining us. I like anything you have to get into at a level you can afford and plan to go to the next level when you're ready. I agree. You know, so that's what I was saying. Even though we do product reviews and we do review things, I can speak to the group and say that none of us are ever trying to commit you to buy things you can't afford or that you're not going to profit and make you money. And we're extremely honest and saying, you know, fit in where you fit in, right? And what you can afford.
Yeah, not everything I do is reviews on is furnished here. For example, the Bamboo X1 Carbon 3D printer, I just bought that as the Ender 3 V3. I bought that one. I have done reviews on 3D printers that were supplied to me. Trench or Pro. I started out with a longer LK5 that I bought. And then Longer saw that and gave me a LK4 Pro to do videos on, and they're still in use. In fact, they're running right now.
I just joined and make the space in my area to keep away to actually sensitive things. I actually got more and more often that they're even the library in my town, they have a 3D printer. They have all these things you can use. As long as you have a library card and you pay for the material, they'll let you use it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're a good place for YouTubers to donate stuff to after we're done with it.
Right. There you go. What's fun? What fun is that, Steve?
What fun is what? Giving lasers away? That's fun.
Steve, thanks for the crosshair video. That idea worked great.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that one is, it was such a simple thing to do. You got to wonder why laser companies just don't automatically put red dots on all their laser modules. Interestingly, they do on the IR modules, in part because you'll go blind if you don't have one. But like, it's a 5-cent item, right? At the volumes they're working in, they should just put them on.
Yeah, the Iker K1 Pro, it had one, but it was way off. I had to do some adjusting to get it dialed in. Right.
Yeah, well, you can adjust it in Lightburn.
Well, no, I'm talking like
oh, like pointed in the wrong direction.
Yeah, like way off. So, but it could.
Somebody dropped something. Here's an example of one of the custom things that I make. This is an adapter for a 3 3/4 hose to a 2 3/4 hose. The wonders of shop vacs these days, nobody can make the same size hose. So we do a lot of these kind of custom adapters like this. I just pulled it off my kitty printer back there.
So how long does that take to make?
This was about 3 hours on that kitty. That's a Core XY printer. That was fast.
I need some custom couplings like that.
Well, there you go, Roger. You got to hook them
up. Just let me know what size you want on each end. Like I say with shop vacs, I don't know. I can't call them shop vacs anymore because they went out of business. So they're dry vacs, I guess you call them. Nobody has the same size stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. They don't want to make it universal.
What about X2 40-watt laser? Is it worth the money?
I have one. I just bought a S1 not too long ago, and I've been doing this couple setup videos on it. I like it, but if you're getting into larger items, For example, I've got an X-Tool D1 that I put the extension kit on, so my work area is 400 millimeter by 800, and my Ray 5 laser, I just bought the kit to take that one to 850 millimeter square. Then I got to figure out where the hell I'm going to put it. That's big.
Yeah, I like the S1. Now, I don't know, this question could be about the D1 Pro 40 watt, which you can't get anymore, but that one was less exciting to me. But I like the S1. It's actually, mine is sitting right here, just off camera.
Yeah, I started with a 5 watt. Now, when you go to 30 watt or 40 watt laser, it's hard to go back, But like I said,
Yeah,
a 5 or 10 watt laser, I don't think there's nothing wrong with starting.
Yeah, although if you're doing a lot of engraving, 40 watt lasers are a bit of a detriment.
Right.
Because you can't really get the power low enough to do engraving, and then the laser spot's so big usually.
And I don't need to beat a dead horse, but like I was saying before, spend something for $500 and you tinker with it for a couple of months, it's kind of a good deal.
Yeah.
You spend something for $5,000 and you expect to hit it running, and you don't even know how to use it for 6 months later. So maybe that cheap laser is a laser you still use. I think it's like crack. The first hit's free, right? Anyone who owns a laser, they don't own one.
Yeah, if you buy a laser, even a cheap one, and you kind of see the potential, you like what you're doing, I guarantee you it's not going to be your first one, right? It's not going to be your only one, and you'll just buy the next time you'll buy what you need. You're going to learn a whole bunch of things about a laser when you buy it, and you're going to go, I like this, I don't like that, or I want to cut this material and I can't on this laser, so you'll go buy the right one next time.
My very first laser was a Anvil 3018 combination CNC and laser, and the output power on that laser was 2.5 watts. And I thought I was really had something there. Then I went out and bought me an Adam Stack A5. Then I moved up to the X-Tool D1. I got one of the very first D1s that X-Tool put out. So I've had that one a long time.
Yeah, my first laser was a CO2. My Muse 3D down. It's still here. I don't use it too much anymore. But at the time I bought it, I thought diode lasers they're like useless, right? But I've learned to appreciate what diode lasers can do that CO2 lasers can't do. Engraved stainless steel, for example, without having to spend $80 a can on Surmark.
I actually did pretty good on stainless with that CRC mully spray.
Yeah, it's the same principle, right, as Surmark.
Yeah, Surmark's a lot more expensive.
Yes. Yeah, the molly spray is hard to get though sometimes.
Kind of one of them Amazon things for me. Oh, I went and got a gripper.
This saved my fingers for people. If you want to copy Daniel's work and you need all your fingers, you might want to go on this, because I would say one thing I could say is, like, Daniel probably the same as my father. When you do something every single day, like you're a carpenter and that's something you do every single day, it's not a big deal.
Well, that's when you get hurt too, though.
Right, yeah, you can't be complacent.
Because you have more chances to cut your fingers.
Right. So if you're a weekend warrior and if you're nervous, then just admit it, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying, like, you work smarter, because
that's why I started putting those flashing notes across the screen. If you're not comfortable, do not do this, please.
I've done that with things I've done on my table saw too. I did one video on something we make. It's called a candy board for beekeepers, and I make them 100 at a time. So you're doing a lot of this. It's repetitive, and I set up feather boards and everything, and it's just a kind of a production thing. And I've done videos on it. People are, how can you do that? You got your hands too close. And, no, I don't. There's feather boards there to keep them from kicking back, and I don't need to put my fingers up there by the blade. The feather boards keep everything where they're supposed to be. And if I'm running, 400 pieces through there, I still try to pay attention, and I wait till having the barley pop until I'm done.
Yeah.
But
Cecilia, I think there's an easy fix for this. Cecilia said Daniel can't get a laser yet because he needs a bandsaw first. So if anyone wants to get Daniel a bandsaw, then we can fix that problem quick.
Man,
I
I've
need
been
a
dreaming of a
bandsaw.
bandsaw.
Oh, the bandsaws are coming in. This is what you guys talking about?
Well, that stuff will work too.
Yeah, that's
That's
similar.
another brand.
Yeah. So I saw they had black and they have a copper color. I actually haven't used it yet. I just bought it off Amazon.
Cermark's
make-
great on glass. I like
Yeah.
it on glass.
They make special versions of it for glass too that are green and a couple of other colors, and they wash off a glass better than the black stuff. But
Yeah, I wanted to try to use them on pocket knife.
on the blade.
Yeah, on the blade. So some of them are not colored. This one's great. But the ones that are just like silver, I thought if I was to engrave those, I could spray that on there.
On a CO2, you're going to do that, or fiber? Well, if you have a fiber laser, yeah, you don't need to do anything on it. Just do it.
Right. Well, the thing is, it said it makes it black.
Yeah, I don't try it on another piece of stainless steel first, because the fiber laser will probably just burn that stuff away.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I said. I bought 2 cans. It was really cheap. I figured I'd just give it a shot and see what I would.
If you just want to make it blacker, just pull the focus back a millimeter or two.
Okay.
Like go to focus and then raise it up a couple of millimeters. And again, try it on a scrap piece of stainless first, but you'll see that it gets darker. I might have a piece here, actually. I won't be able to find it.
Yeah, because I was thinking even these guys would come in handy with these dog tags.
Yeah, well, I was looking for one. Oh, here we go. Probably won't be able to see it on camera, but so that's no, you won't be able to see it. So that's done with a fiber laser at regular focus, and if you pull it back a couple of millimeters, you can see it's quite a bit darker. I know it's hard to see here, but
No, it shows up good.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
And all I did was just pull it back a couple of millimeters.
Well, now that I saw it's hard to show something like that, I won't go get my dagger. So I used a Ruby IR laser head on that one and engraved my name on it.
You're going to get us all on the watch list. Given the choice, would you have a hoist of some sort in your shop if you built from scratch? I guess you're in the big chicks, probably. I don't know why you need a hoist.
If I had room and the space for it, I'd put a gantry hoist in with an electric chain hoist on it. It's a lot of stuff. I work by myself, and some of that stuff is really heavy to pick up. Although I do have a forklift, I can't get it in the shop.
Hey everyone, engraving right now. I'm engraving a money on a toilet with Donald Trump's face on it on the front paper, while the money says fake news.
No politics, please.
Yeah, let's not do politics.
I almost don't believe it unless I saw it on this. He's just pick up a table saw, bandsaw for $20. I may need to rebuild it. It has a bumpy weld, and if I saw a saw with welds, I think I would just throw it away. I'm sorry. I don't think I would use it.
If the blade's got a weld on it, just get another blade.
Yeah. Can you interchange the laser head?
Yes, if it's, well, I should put a disclaimer to that. You have to have the proper size power supply, and you're better off to stick with the same brand. You don't, I tried to take an Ortur head and put it on an atom stack frame with their motherboard. That didn't work. It depends on how their firmware is written. So you should stick with the same manufacturer.
And I think
Yeah, the pinouts on laser modules are often different between manufacturers. Primarily, there's 3 basic pins going up to the module. There's power supply, which is 2, and the PCM pulse, or PWM, sorry, pulse width modulation, and they're all the same, but the pinouts are not the same on the module. So quite often they just won't work.
And then sometimes you get a 4-pin, and sometimes you get a 5-pin. Although I don't think the 5th pin does anything.
Yeah, it depends on larger laser modules. They'll run a couple extra power cables to handle the extra current. Like 40 watts, all have like six wires running up because most of them are power, right?
And April, to the point that if you were to buy a smaller laser and learn it and want to upgrade it, I would definitely double check with the manufacturer to make sure you have an upgrade option, and most do. I upgraded the 5-watt laser to a 35-watt laser. That'd be a lot cheaper than buy the whole rails, everything all over again, unless you wanted a backup laser.
Yeah. Now, if the question is about, say, a specific laser, like in the X2LS1, there's 3 or 4 different laser modules for it. So you can interchange them. So if you're doing a lot of cutting, you can put the 40 in. You can back down to a 20 if you're doing engraving, or put the IR module in for engraving metal.
I haven't used a UV laser yet. Has anyone used it?
I can't hear over Roger opening his bag of potato chips there.
Now I've got a little laser head here. This one is a 3-pin, and it is a mystery wattage. I don't even remember what this was for, but it doesn't give a wattage. I'm sure it's a 5-watt. With being that small, only a 3-pin. But there again, this one's kind of universal. If you can get it to mount on the mounting plate, but you're going to have the right firmware and the right harness connected to that 3-pin connector. So that's just kind of an example. This one here is brand new. I just don't remember where I got it. It's been in the drawer for years.
It looks like an Ortour laser head.
Yeah, it resembles one, but it's got the focus cylinder with it. So that leads me to like Sculpt Fun or the early longer brands.
Or early Creality, maybe the original Falcon.
No, I've never had a Crowley laser.
Oh.
I get frustrated enough with their printers. But I know what inside now.
I've had no trouble. Well, I won't say I had no trouble with the K1. I noticed it has a camera built in to do time lapse, and the screw that holds it in, it's held in with one screw, and I guess during shipping it kind of got a little loose, and I tightened it up. That was the only thing, but the laser's been great. Or the printer, rather. Sorry.
Still with the bandsaw, Daniel. People are on the bandsaw with you.
That's a running theme with my shop is I want a bandsaw.
Yeah, I would like to get one too. Anytime I want to cut anything that looks like it needs a bandsaw, I put it on my CNC.
Later.
But I can only cut about 2 inches with that. So
see, that's my thing is I resaw a lot of wood, but my table saw I can only resaw up to like 6 inches, or a little bit above 6. It's like 6 3/8. But like I want to make something bigger and resaw it. I can't do it, unless I do it by hand. Which, yeah.
There you go. Nora has a DeWalt table saw, and she's intimidated. I am too. I'm not I do woodworking, but every time I touch my table saw, I just look at it like it's trying to kill me. So
that's how you got to do it. That thing is spinning at 5,000 RPM.
I was cutting rounds to make chess pieces on my CNC, and I'm cutting these little wedges off, and inevitably they would fire back like a bullet coming off the saw. Everything that a saw wants to kill you with, it throws straight back at you.
Oh yeah,
You want to buy one of these?
I have one.
Featherboards are good to have too, and I never stand directly behind the blade ever.
No,
I always stand off to the left or something.
Yeah, the thing coming off isn't the piece that it's not the big piece. It's the little slice on the other side of the saw blade.
Right. So no, I just want to say this piece here, you can move this way or this way, and you can raise it up or down. So no matter what size piece of wood you're using, your hand doesn't have to be in the way. So a table saw is expensive.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's an awesome tool. So if you're not comfortable, then just keep your fingers out the way.
Yeah, I don't really like that thing though, Rick. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but I wish it would have like a backer on it to push the piece.
They do. Yeah, there's an attachment for it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's see how there's missing holes?
All right.
You can put, I just have some of it off, and sometimes I even take this off.
I got you.
Yes, because the height adjustment.
Yeah, because if you got over the blade and you can't, sometimes it won't, it'll not push through, and now you're stuck on top of the blade, and you're like, oh shit.
Well, I've used that and a pusher stick.
Yeah, for sure.
I've cut pretty much damn near as thin as the blade. That's just between the blade and the wall.
Yeah. And another good tip is don't raise that blade any higher than the piece you're cutting.
Right.
Yeah, that'll keep you a little bit safer too. And don't lean over your saw while it's going with long hair because you won't make it out.
Not a problem.
It looks like
It's definitely not a problem for me.
looks like there's another Canuck in here.
Uh-oh.
Hey guys from Real Words Canada, BC.
All right.
We might have to put American flags behind ours so we know, Oh, there it is. There it is. The Molly spray, the lube spray. Oh, I've never used it as lube. I guess first time for everything.
Yeah, it is a lube spray. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Wilson? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you coming in and joining us. The new tires on a bandsaw can solve most cracking problems. You're amazed how much better it works. I own 3 bandsaws myself.
Well, give me one, damn it.
That's
Yeah,
why
there
you
you
don't have one, Daniel. You cut them all.
He's hogging up all the surplus used stuff there.
I know it.
Saw blades walking can give the tension boost. To me, if I get any kind of trouble, with a blade, it's gone. They're not that expensive.
Yeah.
Politics and religion are a good way to lead to arguments. Happy to talk about common joy. I agree.
That's why I wear that one shirt, Greatness 2024. That's all we need.
That's why I don't make anything political to sell. Ever.
No. Your channel will die real quick.
No, I don't do anything political. I do some religious items, but I do not put it on the channel. They are items that were ordered. They're custom made, and most of them are personalized. So it's nobody's business but the customers.
Well, I will admit that when I first started making things, everything that I was making was religious. And people were actually reporting me to Facebook and getting them shut down because Facebook still has to do the investigation. And then after they find the investigation, they find there's nothing wrong with it. And then they I'm back up in line. But that still shut me down for 3 to 5 days. And it was crazy. I was making Christian shirts, and nothing wild or radical, just, something you'd probably see at your local church or at an event, nothing ridiculous. And, I was getting reported constantly to the point I asked my wife, I was doing DTG and DTF, should I just stop selling it, because it was affecting my, 5 shirts were affecting the ability to sell shirts at all. But my niche has really been like memorial stuff. So the religion thing kind of all went in, and I'm a Christian, and I've never, said I'm not. So. Hi from Canada, Engraving for Dummies.
Hey, I should watch that channel.
Maybe we're all going to subscribe. There you go. Subscribe to Engraving for Dummies. Let's put that back on there. Engraving for Dummies. All this weed talk is giving me a headache. Yeah, politics. Politics. Thank you, Scotto. Yeah. I do have a question. I have a 12-inch RLB miter. One side of the fence is slide off. Is there an easy way to fix it?
It should have some screws on the back of the fence. You might need an Allen key for it, but I'm sure they got, if you look up dial-in Ryobi miter saw, they'll have a video on it, I'm sure.
I have a really old Ryobi 10-inch, and it does have that adjustment. The screws are on the bottom. They come up from the bottom.
Nora, going back to the bandsaw, because maybe the table saw is intimidating her a bit. Make sure anytime you're using the saw, it's well working. April, not any problem. If you want to reach out to any one of us, we're pretty knowledgeable on lasers. I don't think any one of us will give you a wrong answer. Just don't ask a question you don't want a true answer to, because I don't think we're going to hold back. We're just going to tell it like it is.
Sounds like we all do woodworking stuff too. except for Daniel. He does no questions about bandsaws.
Yeah. Me and my bandsaw, I don't get along very well.
I have a really old Delta benchtop that, I don't know, it's like a 16-inch, or it's really small. But it'll do small things, but as far as if you want to resaw on it, unless you're resawing 1x2s, forget it.
Yeah.
First, Precision Expert says, I've been cutting by hand at carpenter at my day job. I start off with basic tools first. So,
That's not bad advice.
no. Somebody asked us last week, if you had to start a wood shop, what would the first tools you should buy? And I said, a circular saw, right? What would we say? A circular saw, a chop saw, and a table saw, right? But a circular saw you can do anything with, I think. I mean, a handsaw obviously you can, and if you're doing any fine line, a lot of people still coat by hand, right? Instead of using a motor powered.
Oh, I coat crown molding.
Yeah. Actually, there may be some screws on the back side of the fence. Check there first, and maybe it'll adjust it. Yes, people are chiming in and trying to get help. There you go. More about the. Is it possible that aluminum foil type shim between the base and the problem area? All three bandsaw I had have sat and shed for years. New tires, blades, and pulleys and belts. They all work like new. Well, hey, Daniel's looking. If you got three you're not using, you want to pick them his way, let him know.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like he's willing to pay good money.
I made my first box yesterday from the tutorial piece. It came out well, and I'm learning about turf now.
Yeah, boxes.py is an amazing tool for making laser boxes.
Yep, I use that one too. Made a really nice bandsaw box that wouldn't fit my bandsaw. I had to cut on a table saw.
Hey, Daniel, you want to grab one of your boxes?
Yeah, you'll make real boxes.
That's why I'm saying that. I'm actually going to hide this comment. So he
Well, if you get him a laser, it may ruin him. He may start using a laser to make them.
he makes some. He uses a lot of exotic woods, and he felts the insides. He does.
Yeah, see,
that's
that's not laser cut. That's the way to make a box.
Yeah.
I was showing the everyone was asking what a piston fit was.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we got the leopard wood. So, yeah. And we got the book match. That's what I like to resaw. Sorry about the lighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't really tell in the light, but
No, I see it. It's on the middle. Yeah. Cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he used a lot of exotic woods and does some tips with the wood grain and stuff really cool. I'm a little intimidated by my table saw too. It kicked back several times. I do know
arriving knife on.
Behind it. Yeah. I've had it a few times. It's going to happen to it all. Once in a while, it's going to happen. There's nothing. Be smart about it, and What thoughts are on those feather holdings on tables?
Oh, I've got. I couldn't even tell you how many I've got. I know I've got 8 of the Craig brand and a couple of the micro jig ones and some of the master, whatever they call them. And I've got setups on my table saw. Maybe next week I'll set the stream up down in the shop. It's not too cold. And you can get a little bit closer look of some of the custom stuff I did on my table saw, because it is by no means stock.
I personally never used one on a table saw. I only use them on my router table. Just because on a router table, if it's not even pressure, like when you're first pushing it, it seems like getting deep. And then when it gets on the other side of the fence, it pushes out, and then you get this uneven cut.
Yeah, I use feather boards on my router table too. And my router table is also built right into my table saw top. So I've got extra tracks for that and auxiliary fences, and I kind of went all out on it.
Hey, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Yep. Dave said you have 11 months to figure those things out. Interest-free credit card, I guess. My whole thing is if you are going to finance something, my personal opinion, you should want to pay it off in 90 days. That should be really your goal. You know, so whether you're taking training from someone, or you're learning from someone, or you have a mentor, or you're following someone's channel, you know, tools can be an investment. But the old saying, you give it to take. I learned the hard way to push material all the way through the saw blade. I stopped short the blade and it hit me in the chest. I don't do that anymore.
I did that once with a shaper. It got wasn't a 2x4, literally at construction, but it was a piece of oak 2x4, and I didn't get it pushed through all the way, and I went to try to lift it and kicked it back, and it did smack me right in the chest.
Thoughts on a DeWalt 12-inch miter that was at Lowe's for $3.99.
I have a DeWalt compound miter, but I paid a whole lot more than that for it. But I've got the sliding compound miter. The biggest and baddest one they make was doing a pretty good sized construction project. I needed something with some horsepower to it. And that did the trick.
I would think if you're looking at a smaller one, because you're probably smaller projects. I'm a DeWalt nut. I think the stick name brand, they're all going to be about the same. So, just the more money you're going to have, you're going to have angles and blades going to make everything. But Lowe's, I think it sucks that they'll probably take it back. So.
I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. And I'm a DeWalt nut too, and there's a joke that runs in our family about going out to D-Shop or out to D-Garage or out to D-Shed. So I make keychains like this one here, 3D printed. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It says D-House on it. And then this one is D-Garage. And I got a whole pile of them over here. I've actually had people buy these from me.
So Chris said, I'm a pallet wood hobbyist and saw a YouTuber switch out table blades for a circular blade.
Yeah, I've done that. If you buy a demolition blade for a circular saw, you can put it in a table saw.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just small in diameter.
Yeah, they're real good if you hit nails or staples or rocks or whatever else is embedded in that pallet wood.
Right.
I've kind of got away from using pallet wood. I used to do it.
Yeah, and the other thing is that if just how thick the wood is, you can come up that far.
My big thing for inexpensive project wood is cedar fence pickets. I do a lot of projects with them. We sell a lot of signs made out of laser engraved signs. I just go to Menards and buy a couple dozen cedar fence pickets, stand them in the shop for a couple months, run them through the planer, and cut them up and engrave them and cut them and do whatever I need to do.
What's your opinion on oscillating saw? Do you have any experience with one of them?
Yeah, this one came out of my feed. I love my oscillating saw. As I said there, and you'll see it pop up here probably in a second. You don't use it often, but when you do, nothing else will work, right? It's just because it's in some little hole, or you're trying to cut through something that's wood and nails, and you just don't care. You want to get through it.
And there's no way to get any other tool in there. So an oscillating blade is great. And if you're working around ceramic tile and you need to take out the grout line, boy, will that do a good job of it.
Hello from Nevada, late again, but just got off work. Hey, Martin, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Always use a splitter on the table saw.
Yeah, riding knife, yeah.
Yeah, I do on my DeWalt, but on my old style Craftsman, I do have a zero clearance insert. I put some micro jig splitters in, but most of the time I don't use them on that. I'm just smarter than that. If something I see is going to start to bind, I shut it off.
My old Craftsman 113 does have either one of those. I remember back in the day, Sears used to be commissioned. My father was a builder, so my father would go buy blades from there all the time. And he'd walk in Sears, and you'd see people cutting down the line, the aisle, trying to catch up to him. What do you mean? What do you mean? Because he'd buy, 50 saw blades, 50 of this, and just leave. But I miss Sears. I used to actually like Sears. Yeah. eBay is a good place to find a knife, a riving knife for older saws. Yeah.
Yeah, if they were designed to use them, yeah, you can find them there. My Craftsman is so old that there's no such thing then.
So I said I appreciate all of this because it really has passed the time while I was installating the shop. So a question came up yesterday about last week about temperature and do you heat your shop and when do you heat your shop and what temperature do you keep it at, because obviously the temperature of your shop is going to affect wood and materials you use. I'm in my basement. I only have one vent open, so it's like 60-ish. I don't know. What are you guys talking about?
Well, for me, I'm in what I call the loft. This is the building I'm in is a 2-story, 3-car garage. And I'm in the upstairs of it. And this is centrally heated. So up here, I keep it, around 70s. I'm running all these 3D printers. But down in the shop, right now it's probably about 55. And that's fine for me. I just throw a sweatshirt on. I can go all day, never break a sweat. Obviously.
I tend to keep my shop at pretty close to room temperature. I'd like to say I have no body fat, so I get cold, but I just don't like being cold when I'm in my shop. So.
Yeah.
I don't call this down here body fat. This is table muscle.
April says we are now subscribed to all of you guys. Definitely reach out. Thank you, April. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yep. Where's a good place to get bearings for an old Craftsman? I think you may have asked that question more than once. Someone was answering.
If you measure your bearing, to get a digital caliper, measure your bearing or take it. Of course, we're in a pretty good metropolitan area. We have bearing stores. I go down to Timken Bearing and with a bearing and say, hey, I need one of these or 2 of them, and we'll fix you right up. But once you get the size of it, you can even look on Amazon to find it.
Yeah, just type in what type of saw it is and what the part is, what year it was made or whatever. It should have a model number maybe on the saw even, and then it'll send you to the site that carries it. I had to do it for my Delta. I had to get a new nut, and it took 8 months for that damn nut to come in.
Were you singing that song? Give me that nut.
Yes, I was.
Dave said we should put the links to each other's channels in the description. Yeah, I'll try to do that next time. It's just different because, like I said, I'm not honestly sure how you're watching this. You could be live on any one of our channels or live on Facebook, but I'll try to put that in there. But yeah, but after the fact of recording, I don't know if you guys can post it. Well, we can each post it in each one of our channels. Our links to all of our channels. We can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. But again, if you look at the bottom, the ticker, our names are the actual names of the channel. So if you type that in YouTube, it will come up.
I didn't have a glue. I got a lady making me a shirt that says that.
Nice one. So a lot of them are common sizes, but the old one are hardware suppliers match it up. Oh, so there you go. Go to a hardware store. They might have it. Ace is that way, right? You know when you go to Ace?
Yeah, Ace had something that fit mine, but it was a little finicky, so you got to be careful with that.
If you find one of them really old time mom and pop hardware stores, you'd be surprised if they have stash.
Hey, Daniel, do you know this guy? William Wright?
Yeah, I know William.
He has a laser, so.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we're gonna.
Why you want one of those rather than a bandsaw?
I have a place called Industrial Bolt and Screw. They have tons of options. There you go. Check that out, guys.
Well, getting back to the bearings on the Craftsman saw, when I rebuilt the arbor on my Craftsman saw, and I don't remember what model it is, I literally just went down to, like I said, the bearing store, and they had bearings. Say, I need 2 of these. He measured it up, and there you go. And it wasn't all that expensive. I don't think it was $25.
He actually said, I'm thinking about making birdhouses kits to sell this season using fence picket fences.
I actually did a video on how to make birdhouses out of fence pickets. It's a few years old, but it's on there. I could go get one of mine, but I have to go downstairs, so I'm too lazy.
There you go.
The lazy gravy roof.
Got walnut.
The front, home sweet home.
Oh, nice. That's
Little-
nice, man.
This one I painted. Little fence picket fence. Home sweet home.
Hell yeah.
I just on the bottom, I put a screw right here. And then I actually drilled a hole in the sides and pushed the coat hanger in. So to take the screw out the bottom just flaps open. So if you want to clean it out, you can.
Hell yeah.
Really cool.
Does your laser not cut round holes? That hole on the front is like an octagon. No, or a pentagon.
Oh, you know what? I actually did some research when I was making these birdhouses on the size of the hole, the shape of the hole. Like it was like a rabbit hole. I was not even prepared that you know why I should make it one size, whatever shape or whatever. I went with that size and shape because I guess it was most.
Gives the bird room to get his wings in there on the sides.
I don't know. I guess more birds would like it than others, but there is diameters that would attract different birds. So yeah, it was I thought it was going to be a 5-minute Google search, and 3 days later, I'm still scratching my head. But that's what I ended up with. Yeah,
Anybody tried making an owl house? I had to do that for a customer last year.
I built custom homes. That's about as close to a house for a bird as I'm gonna get.
You know, you start making owl houses, you're going to be buying sheets of plywood. That things are big.
Yeah, I have a couple. Probably like 120-year-old trees in my property, and man, all night, fence pickets where it's at. You know, people are saying, yeah, you definitely can make a whole lot out of fence pickets.
Oh yeah.
Well, so I had bought a fence picket for a project, and then saw my dog out in the fence. He had finally chewed his way through the gate. I had to use the fence. He used the picket to fix the fence. They're cheap, buy more and get going. Mike is saying, any thoughts on airbrushing combined with woodwork?
It's an art. I do it.
Well, I think it's unique. A good niche. Not a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
I certainly don't. I have no artistic skill.
Yeah, sorry, I don't.
And you don't even have to spend a lot. There's a little airbrush kit right there. This is probably not even $20.
Hell yeah.
Made in Canada. I'll be damned.
Huh.
How about that?
Good on us.
Sounds
Wood and Wheel said, Daniel, you asked me to keep you updated on my top flooring. Well, there's about a half-inch more water in the workplace and about a half-inch others.
Yeah, he got flooded out. He has a basement. Damn. I would get some DQs running ASAP.
Yeah, you definitely do not want mold.
Praying for you, man.
Thanks. I'll try those blades. I do handiwork, and I have been getting the cheap blades, and they're okay for what I need. But I've never tried a top dollar blade. They'll just last forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not a person who's professionally using a tool, and you buy a blade like that, they'll just last forever because you're not really putting them to the use they're made to do. So
Yeah, the Diablo blades are just sharp until they're not, and they last for. I've had one in my saw here for over a year probably, and I cut a lot of crap.
A lot of the times why they get dull is they're just built up with gunk.
Yep.
And all you got to do is just take a steel wool pad, just kind of clean it off with each carbide tip. It'd be good to go.
Roger, do you ever make B-frames?
Yes, I do. I make them for myself. To make them to try to sell them, it is not worth it. You need 100. And when you do frames, you need like 100 or 200 at a time. Buy them from Man Lake or Data, one of the big suppliers. You can't make them if you value your time. You can't do it. I was able to get the wood for free. It was construction scraps, and I did make my own. But if I had to make a bunch more again, I would probably just buy them. But I have done a series of videos on how to make them.
Wood Wheel said he's had to head out, but thank you for stopping in and checking this out. Appreciate it. A lot of comments in here about the Diablo blade. There's a lot of people like it too.
Yeah.
And, Nick is coming out to us from Texas. Hey Nick, thanks for coming out to Texas. I got a lot of family in Texas too, in the Valley area, McAllen, Brownsville, Farr, that area. Quartz lanterns for picket fences. I made some Halloween. I don't have it with me, but I made some Halloween lanterns. Those actually did really well. This year I'll probably make them 2 months in advance. They sold out so fast. Like that was easy money.
I make a lot of them on my X-Tool with the extended bed.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of them, especially around Halloween and the holidays, Christmas.
Well, Nora said she's from Far, Texas. Yep, there you go. So,
Yeah, that's pretty far.
but I got an old Montgomery Ward's craft. Oh, you're going back in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going way back with that one. Yeah, so I just want to say, there's a lot of people who are watching this that are either some looking for advice in woodworking and some other fellow YouTubers, and it's kind of cool that they, kind of drop in and say it. So I would say that the people who are just getting the industry, that I'm asking you guys with me, what kind of project would you say that would be a good project for someone who's just getting into woodworking and, maybe they don't need a whole lot of tools and a decent profit? What would you guys suggest someone try to make?
I caught part of that. I'm guessing you asked limited amount of tools with the biggest profit. What should I make?
Yep.
Birdhouses, bird feeders.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Easy to make, inexpensive, doesn't require any high-tech tools.
Yep. Wall decor.
Yeah, they sell well at craft fairs and stuff too, right? So,
especially if you jazz them up so they're not ready to be used outside, you put a little decoration. My wife does that, and then it's more of a decoration to sit around the house.
Yeah.
One thing I'd say too is if you go on YouTube and you start doing a search for fence pickets, right, projects, you'll see all these things. But rather than just copying someone's design, just go on this extra step. Like,
build it different.
Birdhouses, can paint it. Like, it costs you 25 cents in paint. But just because it's painted, it's going to stand out a little more than someone who is just, plain. So just, yeah. Ben is saying squirrel and chicken feeders. I always see those little tiny, what do they call that? The tables with a point on the top, shoot on it. I've never made one, but I've seen a ton of them make. I don't know. I think there's a difference, though. I try not to get too crafty because I think you start getting crafty in that, man. I'm not trying to be rude, but you get involved with the mom squad, and they're not making any money, right? I'm like, I give you credit, paint. It looks so awesome. And they're selling $15. Like, you're not making any money. Like, I'm not doing it for fun. I'm doing it to make money. So I don't want to be too crafty. I want to be, Someone was saying start out with key fob holders.
Bongo Bill, that's my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I did see I haven't done, but I think it's pretty cool. When you start getting high end, is those RF openers or like the with the hidden mirrors. I want to do something crazy like that. You guys seen those? It's like a mirror. It's a mirror, and then you'll put like a card or something up to it. The mirror open, and then whatever you have hidden behind it, whether it be a gun or
like a concealment cabinet.
Yeah, I want to try to make some of those. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. I love the banter on these live shows.
Fence bucket.
Yeah, what is that? Oh, that's sublimation?
That's from a fence bucket, and then sublimated onto it.
Nice.
I watched that video. That was good.
Me too. Me too. I did.
Actually, I did one that didn't come out very well, and I had a friend up here, and I'm looking at it at the end of the video, and I didn't know if the camera was still on. I said, well, that looks like crap. And he said, no. He said, you can make something with that antique look. And gave it to the granddaughter. I think she sold it at one of her craft shows. That's example of something you can do with a fence bucket.
Woodworker said RFID locks. Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. And the concealment. Yeah, those are cool. I think that's just something that would be really cheap to use fence buckets if you want it to. But because of what you're hiding, people are willing to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, if there's any viewers that have any questions about sublimation or heat presses too, I'm all over that. So we got a lot of them, a lot of experience with it.
You can make a magic box.
Show this magic box.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my camera. Oh, there we go.
Oh, what the heck? What? Oh, all right, you got me on that one. You know, I heard it mentioned at one point on one of your videos, but I didn't see the video when you made it. I think someone said something about it.
Yeah, I did that as a members only thing, just because it's a magic box, you know. Can't give everybody the magic.
Well, it's 8 o'clock, so I think whoever's been hanging in here long enough, I think it's fair enough to say I'm not kicking anyone out of the room by any means. I'm saying I think it's fair to say I could do a magic scroll down like this and pick a name, or you guys think it's a good time to pick somebody?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Since I'm scrolling in the chat, I don't know if the comment is made and you're still in the chat. You still have to be in the chat. So I'm gonna scroll
So if you type your name in, make sure you say, "Hey, I'm here."
So I'm gonna give everyone I'm gonna give everyone 2 minutes to type something in the comments below and just say, let us know how you joined us, where you're from, and how you're watching us. So come on, get the comments going, Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. We got 2 minutes to hear us squawking. Let me just start a timer. We should start. We got 2 minutes for you guys making some comments in there, and I'm going to do a random scroll. We'll get you some cool links. Great. Going. Keep going. Comment in there what state you're from, how you're joining us, how you're watching us.
Germany. Germany. There we go.
Yeah, look at that. So where are you guys from? Let us know where you're from. It's really cool. Germany. Look, Italy's back in the beginning.
Precision Etchworks was from Australia.
You got some of your Pasquales in here, Daniel. South Carolina, California, Arkansas. That's cool, man. This is really cool. Illinois, Nancy Lar. That's actually my aunt. Look at that. It's going to be a random scroll. If she wins, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just going to do one of these. Later on, I'll have to get one of those pinwheel things and share it into the feed. So
Germany. Guten Tag. That's all the German I know.
Nashville. And Rick found and subbed. The rest of you guys watching, appreciate you guys. Like I said, it's not like it's a $2,000 item. We're just asking to be honest. Before we send it out, legitimately subscribe to one of our channels, share one of our videos, and like one of our videos. That's all we're asking. Ohio. It wasn't Texas, not Ohio, so that's cool. Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Dave, thanks for watching. Do you serve by chance? Pennsylvania. You got people from all over, guys. 55 people right now. Oregon.
Hey, Oregon's in the house.
Yep. How do you guys sharpen chisel?
I'm dropping a short on that later.
New Jersey. I got family in Jackson. All right. You hit 2 minutes. I promise you 2 minutes. We'll do it for when you came to talk. Let me just get my mouse ready. I'm just going to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know who I'm on. So, John Rickard. Yeah, that's me.
John Rickard. He's one of my members.
Need more government. I guess that was on the Blade comment. John, are you with us? John, are you in here? Let me scroll down. John, if you're in here, pop a comment in the comments below so you're still with us. Come on, John.
Oh, I like the idea about drinking bourbon. Maybe I should be doing that.
John, I think I'm gonna give you in case you step forward, take a piss. Give you 1 minute you say, or we're gonna scroll again. John Ricker, are you in the building? Anyone knows John, better tell him jump on and you're gonna miss the opportunity. You got 1 minute.
John Rickard, you better come on, buddy.
1 minute. I don't know. We might be going to second chance. I did 5 scrolls, and maybe I'll do 4 this time. 27 seconds. Come on, John.
Come on,
Hey, guys, keep commenting in the comments. If John doesn't win, that puts you an option to win more. So, hey, look at that. Bongo Bill said 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. They commented. Say something. Give us a fist bump. Something. All right, we're almost down to it. 8 seconds to go. Come on, John. Looks like John's going to lose it. Sorry, John. Thanks for joining us. I guess you weren't able to hang out with us and stay with us. So, there you go. We're going to go down to the bottom. Last comment. We're going to scroll 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ray Hansen. Ray, are you in here? I'm probably butchering his last name. Ray. Ray, are you in here with us? Got 1 minute, Ray. Got 1 minute, Ray. Hey guys, if Ray doesn't get it, keep commenting because that means it's gonna go up again. We'll see what happens. I'll scroll 3 times. Ray, are you in here? Comment.
Come on, Ray.
Come on, Ray. Let's get the fist bumps thing going. Get the fist bumps. Ray doesn't claim it. It's going to go up to somebody else. It looks like it's jumping up. We're at 62 people watching now.
Take your time, Ray.
Come on. Come on, Ray. Where you at, boy? Got 20
Leon
seconds
Lopez
to go.
watching from
20
Facebook.
seconds to go. Oh, Ray Hansen. Hey, that's me. Hey, Ray. Oh, man. Talk about he made it.
Did he make it?
Made it by the wire.
Hey!
You made it. Ray Hansen. You won. Send me an email, rick.ramirez@rick2cents.com, rick.ramirez@rick2cents.com, and we'll get together and figure out what you want to put on this bad boy, and I'll get it mailed out to you.
You might want to say that one more time.
Send me an email at rick.ramirez@rick2cents.com, rick.ramirez@rick2cents.com. Here, let me, I'll post it here.
You can probably find that on your YouTube channel too, Gabby.
Yeah, here, let me just add this really quick. Send me an email. I'll hook up with you and get you make sure what you want on it. We'll do some custom artwork for you, get it lasered up and sent out to you. Like I said, every single week we're going to start doing these giveaways, sometimes big, sometimes small. But know that we're actually going to be giving some lasers away as well. So in advance, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe all us, and I'll make sure I put all our information in the bottom.
I'll throw something in the pot next week to give away.
Okay, there you go. Italian
be a-
Stallion is putting something in next week. You guys hear this?
Might be a jewelry box.
Uh oh.
Come on now.
Nice one. Yeah. So what is your guys' prized possession? What have you made that's like so far that's like you don't know if you can top?
Well, that's a tough one there.
I've made. Hang on.
I think I already sold it.
Yeah, good. So next time I'm stuffing the ballot box.
Oh God, that is freaking hilarious. Who said that? David. Oh my God.
These aren't too awesome, but they're fun to make. They're player boxes for Dungeons and Dragons. I've made a ton of these
hell
things.
yeah. Dude, that's bad.
They have little magnetic holders on them.
Oh God,
they're
the
offset,
magnet.
so you can't slide them around. They work really well. And
That's awesome.
I've made boatloads of those things.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Let me hide this comment so you can see it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought for a second it was a spirit box. Oh, this is real deep. Dark color. Well, uh-oh. Hold on, let me grab mine. So I posted this video on TikTok. In like 4 days, got 500,000 views.
Oh.
With,
oh, cool.
Yeah. Fiber lasers are so cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be submitting this to the United States Marines to be an official challenge point for EOD, so bomb squad. So I don't know if they'll be accepted, but I'm going to be submitting it. Help me out with that, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, and I was able to. The cool thing, we were talking about dial lasers and making different colors, right? And it's a lot of people they're wanting that because of that, and I was able to kind of achieve that rose gold look, copper look.
Yep.
And it's almost like you kind of have to like kind of see it, right? But again, if anyone has any kind of chrome on their Harley or anything like that, you see when it gets hot, it turns blue. And you're putting things on it to not make it do that if you don't want it to. That's essentially what you're doing with a laser. You know, you're taking different the heating elements to have that effect on the wood. Yeah. Thanks, Cecilia. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, man, thanks. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so yeah, people are liking that challenge. So that's my prized possession. I've made a lot of wood things, but I don't have any of them. I make those memorial flower boxes. I don't know if you guys ever seen those. Those are cool because you can customize them for people. And I think when it comes to memorial stuff, people are willing to kind of pay a little more or wait a little longer because they know it's a sentimental thing. So, yeah. Roger, you're still hard at work over there, man. What are you making?
Oh, right here, Captain Morgan, not straight.
I only came with one, and it went down real fast. So
at least you got a good cerveza there. You got the limon to go with it.
Yeah, no, I don't put that in. I just drink it like a Mexican. But, I can't hang with the Canadians though. Their beers are too damn strong.
I can't drink no more. It's been over a decade since I could do that.
Well, down there in Mexico, I drink a lot of Indio.
Precision work. So I find it fascinating seeing the end result we create. It all starts with one idea, then hard work and precision, design, and make a beautiful art piece that lasts a lifetime. I couldn't agree anymore. Like, you know, you definitely get a sense of accomplishment, right? With every single time you make something like that. So that's really cool. Hopefully, I be able to try out a 3D printer sometime soon, but I don't have one of those on the making yet. He said, I saw a picture of a flag from 9/11, and I thought about making a good palette replica. I also want to make a flag It's about 10 wide and engraved the names on it. Well, a lot of these lasers, they have these new extensions. But the only problem with putting an extension is I've yet to see anyone, the manufacturers who sell the extensions, sell enclosures that fit well with them. You almost have to like build your own enclosure.
Yeah, you're making your own, that's for sure.
You know, when I first got my laser, my wife was so mad at me. She's like, "The house smells like a hamster cage." So one of the first things I had to do is I put in actually a water main PVC and made an external ventilation system on the outside of my house. It looks like a dryer vent, but all my lasers are hooked up to it, and that's how it sucks the air out of it.
That's the way to go.
Now, when I use extended bed lasers, I've got the shop door, overhead door open. I don't really have a good way to exhaust it otherwise.
Carol said, "What is the highest selling item for each of us?"
My highest selling item are my candy boards. We do almost 1,000 a year.
What is it?
A candy board for a beehive.
Okay.
That's the highest selling item.
I don't sell in volume, so my highest selling item is probably one.
My highest selling item is memorial flower boxes that people put by the graves.
Yeah, actually, that's not true. I've sold a lot of these things.
I want one of those. That's cool.
There you go. You got another sale. I have heard enough time. I've heard enough time to give away stuff. Hey, we already gave it, Dave. I don't know if you jumped out and came back in or what, but you missed it, bud. Good night, all. Got to finish course. Cecilia, thank you for joining us. We're doing these videos every Friday at 6:30 Central Time. Not sure where you're joining us from. I appreciate you dropping in, and maybe next week you'll win that jewelry box. Make sure Daniel's gonna surprise one of those.
I saw a comment there about slate coasters. Yeah, that's a hot selling item too. We do a lot of those custom, and I have some patterns I do, and I run them in bulk, so I can produce a lot of them real fast.
Do any of you have designs for laser enclosures? No. You really got to measure it and give yourself.
Every time you come out with a laser enclosure, the industry builds a bigger laser.
Right.
Or it doesn't have the right bells and whistles for the next laser you want to put in it.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of enclosures. One's a ComGrow, and the other one's made by Ortur. They're fabric, flexible, quick, easy, down and dirty, and they're portable. You know, in the summertime, I usually do everything out in the open with the overhead doors open. I don't even mess with enclosures.
The only thing I will say about this, if it's a good pre-manufactured enclosure, they're made out of FR material, so they're flame retardant. So if something happens, it'll at least stop the fire from spreading to a point you should be able to get it out. Now, when you build an enclosure out of completely out of plywood and 2x4s,
yeah, you got a tinder box there.
Yeah.
you're stoking the fire, so to speak. You know what I mean?
When I did the demo,
make your nice looking cedar enclosure.
When I did the demonstration on the ComGrow laser enclosure, I actually used a propane torch on it, and I couldn't burn a hole in it. So it's good flame retardant, but whatever's down below is going to burn because it's not fully enclosed. It's got an open bottom.
Yeah, so my enclosure is all red. It looks like a blood scene because I was doing some Christmas sizes and knocked over a quart of red stain, and it splattered all over the front. What is one item you made that never sold?
How do you single one out?
Yeah, I would say just one.
As nice as these look, I still have them. I thought they were doing really well. I thought they were cool. Like I even said, fine, $25. No one even wanted to buy it. Hey, if you want to buy this birdhouse, let me know. Send me a message. Nobody likes them for some reason. Oh.
What? I think you're cool. I was never able to sell my first jewelry boxes.
Yep, that's true. Once you have a jig for them, they go quick.
Once you have
Coasters? Oh, yeah.
Rick, do you have a sprinkler system installed? Nah.
I wouldn't waste good beer for that.
Oh God.
I already showed you what happens when it catches on fire.
I'm more scared of that than the table saw.
You know, the laser's pretty, like, you pull it off, it's almost like it's gonna almost continue to be on fire if you left it there, right? Once you pull it off, it's not like this huge fire. I see these people on Facebook posting pictures of like their laser like melted. It's like, dude, you had to be out of the room. You hadn't been out of the room.
Yeah, I always stay right by there.
Yeah.
So you definitely should not leave a laser running, at all, And any equipment, a CNC, anything, yeah. You should not leave it, Yeah, down here, buds don't sell. Birdhouses don't sell. Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were cool. But they were a bust for me. What is the hardest thing you've had to build?
My house.
Your house?
I built my own house, and it wasn't easy.
Oh, man.
Yep. Building houses is the toughest thing I build.
I'm too old for it now, but that was 28 years ago to build our house. I built the building I'm in here, too. But
yeah.
As far as woodworking, this guy was pretty damn tough.
Nice. What is it? It's hard to see from the
Fancy shelf.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
David May said, I need cheaper beer to put the fire out.
Cheaper beer.
Why do you have Bush? Put the fire out.
Yeah. What are you doing this Bud Light?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That CEO didn't do too well after that decision. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
What keeps bringing back? What keeps bringing?
That's Roger. Blame Roger.
Yeah, it's Roger's 3D printers going.
Oh, you could easily hear my
He's just
3D
going
printers
off.
in the background.
We need to get him a directional mic.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that this here would be directional enough to block that, but
Get some noise cancellation going on.
you must be picking that up from back there.
Yeah. What kind of camera do you got, Steve?
That is a Sony FX3 video camera. 4K.
You look sharp, man.
Well, I have also like 2 gigabit fiber running into my house, so
Okay.
Well, I was wondering if my camera was going to be choppier now. I've got a 4K camera hooked up there.
a lot of
I
mice
have
that get
an Easter
downscaled.
laptop.
I've got fiber internet here too. Not like in Mexico where we were on dial-up, I think, or something. That was horrible down there.
My laptop says full HD 1080.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop too.
Good job.
Yeah,
Mike.
laptops are notorious for bad cameras.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
David May said, Daniel, I love that show.
I could switch the laptop just for fun.
Roger, do you want to do any 3D printing video?
He's doing it right now.
Yeah, I do 3D printer videos all the time. Yeah, there is one going on right now.
He's actually making bobbleheads of all of us. You haven't seen it yet.
Hey, I've got
think
that
Rick would be
3D.
the
I've
best
got that
bobblehead.
3D scanner. Maybe I can do that.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Did you ever hear back for the meme?
No. Hey guys, we had a running competition from last week. Who could make a meme of Daniel, the bearded Viking? So I don't know. I didn't get any email entries. If anyone wants to send that email in, there will be a special prize to someone who does that. Go ahead and send that to me on my email address. A funny meme. You can go on his YouTube channel and grab anything for one of his videos, or stalk him on Facebook. That's up to you. But a funny meme. That'd be hilarious. Yeah.
Well, I switched cameras here. You're probably still picking up the other sound, though.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't like the beep.
That camera is actually better.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it
Wait,
is.
yeah.
The other camera's kind of far away.
You look 10 years younger.
Yeah, right. I've got a great granddaughter waiting for me in the house to come in and play with her. So, yeah, I'm that old.
Yeah.
No, thanks for Skyping with us and chatting with us, and we had some good discussions you brought up. So again, anything you want to join us next week, and if you have any questions, we're glad to help. We will come back.
Oh, seasoned? Yeah, I guess you could say I'm seasoned.
That's right.
Well seasoned, over seasoned, overdone.
Like salt and pepper.
Yeah, actually, it's more salt and pepper anymore. They,
Natural highlights.
if I grow my beard out, I look like Santa.
I kept online looking for the Italian beat back, the Italian stallion. We're gonna have to do the entry now. We're gonna have to play the Rocky Balboa entry for the Rocky 5.
Okay, if you're looking for an image of an Italian bearded Viking, I recommend one of the AI tools.
Oh, don't do it, Steve.
Yeah. Recommend the AI tool. What AI tool do you recommend? What AI tool?
I use Kittle actually for everything now.
Okay.
For any graphic arts kind of stuff. If it requires dimensions, I use something like Fusion. But
Fusion.
Yeah.
You heard it, guys. You heard it. Grab that so you can make the memes. Look, you got a chance. Look at these mugs. You get a mug in there.
I made this T-shirt with Kittle.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Roger, you make shirts, right?
What was that?
You make T-shirts?
I still didn't get it.
You make T-shirts?
Yes, I do T-shirts.
Yeah. What kind of do you do? Sublimation or what kind of?
It's sublimation. It's strictly on polyester.
Okay.
I don't do the DTF. That it's too expensive to get into, and too many people doing it.
Yeah, I have a DTF printer, a DTG printer, and a sublimation printer. I bought a Epson 570, like the big wide format sublimation, and I honestly bought it because I wanted my wife to use it because I think like just DTF and DTG is so much maintenance. It like 5 times.
Yeah, I thought about getting into that too, but like the reason I went with Kittle is because I can design this in Kittle and push a button and have it print on demand, right? So I don't have to have any equipment, and it's like a $10 T-shirt. So
right, not a $25 printer.
Yeah, it's just way easier than trying to do it. I had like ink in my printer, and then I've got a Cricut cutter, and it's too much work.
My large format sublimation printer is a Sawgrass SG1000 with the auxiliary paper tray. I can do 13 by 19 on it, but it was like $1,500. It wasn't cheap.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
I had a company tell me they were going to give me a free DTF printer, this big commercial printer. I went out, met them, and spent the whole day with them. I literally cut the foundation of my house, redid the siding of my house, installed a bigger door, and they changed their mind.
Oh.
I should put them on blast, but I won't. But I was like, man, are you serious?
Well, you're ready to load that big CO2 laser on wheels when the time comes.
Yeah, so any laser companies wanted a big CO2. Where's your getting in my house now? Yeah. If I put some magnets on the walls, it might push it away, People are still commenting about these magnets. That's what's funny.
Damn magnets.
But,
I'm a dream about them.
We're hitting 8:30, guys. So, a lot of people still hanging out. There's 50 people in the group, but we're all in different time zones, so it could be a lot later or something for that. We wrapped up. But you guys want to say anything to anyone before we cut out of here, guys?
Tune in next week.
Yeah, see us next week. I'll try to do this from downstairs in the shop, or there's a bigger mess.
Bring your friends.
Yeah, bring them all.
Yeah, and your questions. Bring some hard questions next week.
Yeah. The first week you guys got nailed with some difficult questions, so you guys are easier on us and lighter on us. So definitely, let us know any questions you have, and we'll answer them. And thank you everyone for joining in. And congratulations to 1. and be ready for some more giveaways. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining me doing this.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.